Hello dear kids. I hope all are fine and doing well at home. Children, I am your computer teacher Wrinkle Miss. Let's start our chapter 1, memory and storage. Students, let's first understand input, process and output, means IPO cycle. A computer system is made up of three main parts: input, process and output. Let's see here. Keyboard is input because we can give input, means data and instructions, using keyboard. Now when we give input to the computer, it will go inside the CPU and CPU will do process on it. After doing process, CPU will get result, means output, and that output is displayed on the monitor screen. That's why monitor is called output device. So here keyboard is input device, CPU will do process and the monitor will display output. This is the IPO cycle. Now let's take one example of making orange juice. Here oranges are input. Now next step is process. So we have to add the oranges in the juicer. Now juicer will do process on it, mash the oranges and it will take orange juice. So our final output is orange juice. Now let's start with computer memory. There are two types of computer memory: primary memory and secondary memory. Primary memory is of two types, RAM and ROM, and secondary memory contains some different storage devices that you can see on the screen. Now let's start with primary memory. Primary memory is of two types, RAM and ROM, random access memory and read-only memory. Before starting RAM and ROM, let's see the characteristics of primary memory. Primary memory is very fast, it works very fast. It is located on the motherboard. It can store large amount of data. All the data and instructions associated with the current process is being worked upon the CPU. This is a picture of primary memory. Now let's start primary memory. Primary memory is of two types, RAM, random access memory, and ROM. The full form of ROM is read-only memory. Now first, RAM, random access memory. This memory is attached the slot of the motherboard. Whatever we work on the computer is done by the RAM. It is also called working memory. Why is it is called working memory? Because when we are working on the computer, at that time only it stores data. It is also called read and write memory because we can easily read or write data on the RAM. RAM is volatile or temporary memory, means it can store data for short time. When we switch off the computer, the data will be lost. Next is ROM. You can see the picture of ROM on the screen. Read-only memory. It is also located on the motherboard. It contains data and instructions required to boot the computer. To boot the computer means to start the computer. It means it contains the data and instruction related to operating system. ROM is non-volatile or permanent memory. It means ROM is a long-term memory. It can store data for long time period. Data will not be lost here. Now let's see secondary memory. Secondary memory is used to store extra data. It stores data permanently, means for long time period. It can store large amount of data because of its large storage capacity. It is also known as external or auxiliary memory. It is also known as external because we can attach these devices from the outside. And the devices that are used to store data as a secondary memory are called storage devices like hard disk, CD, DVD, Blu-ray disc, etc. That picture you can see on the screen. These all are the secondary memory storage devices. Now let's see advantages of secondary memory. First is it can store large amount of data because it has large storage capacity. It is permanent in nature. It can store data for long period. We can easily delete or change the data stored inside the secondary storage devices. It can easily transfer data. Using secondary memory storage devices, we can transfer data from one device to another device. It can store large amount of data and it can transfer data very easily. Storing data in computer memory. How can we store data in computer memory? So computer can store large amount of data, as we all know. So here are the measurement of data. How can computer measures the data? So smallest unit to measure data is called bit. The smallest unit is bit. As we measure height in meter and centimeter, here centimeter is small unit, same as bit is a small unit of measuring data. Computer stores data in the form of bit. In the bit form, computer can store data. When 8 bits combines, it form a byte. It means when 8 bits are collected, it's make a 1 byte. Let's see the data measurement table. Here is the units of measurement of data. When we collect 8 bits, it will become 1 byte. Same as when we collect 1024 bytes, it will become 1 kilobyte, means 1 KB. 1 KB contains 1024 bytes. Here you can easily understand that 1024 letters. If we collect 1024 letters, then it will become 1 KB of data. If we collect 1024 kilobytes, it will become 1 megabyte, means 1 MB. Next unit is GB. So if we collect 1024 megabyte, it will become 1 GB. Next is terabyte. So if we collect 1024 gigabyte, it will make a 1 terabyte, means 1 TB. And the last is if we collect 1024 terabyte, it will make 1 petabyte, means 1 PB. So these are the measurement of data that you have to remember. Now let's see storage devices. Storage devices are used to store data and they are secondary memory devices. Hard disk, compact disk, digital versatile disk, Blu-ray disk, USB drive and SD card. These all are storage devices that we are going to study. First is hard disk. You can see the picture of hard disk on the screen. It is the most important secondary storage device. It contains all the saved data and instructions of computer. It is made up of multiple disks. Here in the picture you can see only one disk. It is look like a CD. So this is, we can see only one disk, but it is not only one disk. It is the bunch of disk. So we can see only top disk. So we can assume that it is one disk, but it is wrong. It is multiple disk. It can store 2 TB to 5 TB of data. Matlab 2 terabyte to 5 terabyte of data a hard disk can store. Two types of hard disk available in the market. First is internal hard disk. Internal hard disk is placed inside the CPU cabinet. It is inside the CPU, that's why it is called internal hard disk. And second one is external hard disk. Here you can see two pictures. First is internal hard disk and the second one with cable is external hard disk that we can attach with the computer to store extra data. Now next storage device is compact disk, means CD. CD is a circular disk on which data can be written to and read from. It is optical storage device. It stores data by making marks in a pattern that can be read with the help of a beam of laser light. It can store 700 MB of data. CD can store only 700 MB of data. You can see the picture of CD on the screen. And CD drive is used to read or write data on CD. Here you have to remember just three things. It is a circular disk on which data can be written or read. And it can store up to 700 MB of data, and CD drive is used to read or write data on a CD. Now let's see types of CD. First is CD-ROM. It stands for compact disk read only memory. As its name, we can only read the data stored inside it. You cannot change or delete the data. Next type is CDR, means compact disc recordable. It means we can only record data on it once and the data written on it cannot be deleted. Third one is CDRW. It stands for compact disc rewritable. It means inside these you can write data again and again. It means you can change, delete your data anytime, anywhere in the CDRW and also store new data inside it. So these are types of CD. Now next storage device is DVD, digital versatile disc. DVD is look like same as a CD, but it has larger storage capacity than a CD. It can store high quality video and audio and images than a CD. It can store up to 4.7 GB of data. Next is Blu-ray disc. You can see the picture of Blu-ray disc on the screen. It is blue in color. Blu-ray disc is optical disc and appears similar to the CD or DVD. It can store up to 25 GB of data on its single side. Okay, so it can store total 50 GB data on its dual side. One side 25 and another side 25 GB data. So total 50 GB data it can store. It can store high quality audio, video, sound and movies also because it has large storage capacity, and here Blu-ray player is needed to read or write data using the blue violet laser on the Blu-ray disc. Next storage device is USB drive. The full form of USB drive is Universal Serial Bus. It is also called pen drive. You all have seen pen drive, yes. It can store large amount of data. It is secure device to store data, very secure device, and durable also. It can rewrite data number of times, means we can store data again and again in the pen drive, delete the old data and also store new data inside it. And most important use of pen drive is we can transfer data from one device to another device very easily. We can also call it pen drive or thumb drive or also flash drive. There are other three names of USB drive which are pen drive, thumb drive or flash drive, but the most popular name is pen drive. Our last storage device is SD card. You can see the picture of SD card. Yes, it is memory card. Memory card means SD card stands for secure digital card. In general, we are saying it to memory card. It is used to add additional memory to our devices. Most laptops or phones, smartphones and digital cameras are used to SD card to store extra data. When our mobile memory means smartphone memory will become full, at that time we can use memory card to store extra data. And laptop also have SD card reader. To SD card can be mounted and data can be transferred to the laptop memory. So students, this is all about our chapter 1, memory and storage. Okay, thank you.